Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Iowa Speedway for the Iowa Farms 175. Going to be 175 laps here at the beautiful short track in Iowa. I know Chris loves this racetrack. This is going to be an awesome track, but it is Josh Kiwis joined by Chris Kiwis up in the booth. We are here with the Full Throttle Cup Series guys. We're ready to go to action once again. So we're waiting for a couple guys to grid in here. Looks like we're waiting for actually half the field to grid in here as qualifying did just get to an end. As last week, we did have some interesting change, Chris. As you know, Chad Kelly did come away with a race win. Doesn't look like I see him in the field this week. Yeah, it doesn't like he is in the field this week. So, but we know Josh Sushi got second, and then Ken Baum got third last week on the road course. But we're back on the oval, and we're going to see some excellent racing. I'm expecting to see these Nitro guys we know on the short tracks have had the setups to turn it up, and you see it so far. Susie McCarthy 1-2 on pole right now. As we'll go ahead and get through your starting grid for the race, it'll be Josh Susie, Kyler McCarthy on that 1-2 position with Dylan Hastings in that third spot. Jimmy Barr going to roll off fourth here with Kevin Click in that fifth spot. Lucas Nilge's going to roll off P6 with that P7 spot going to David Schmill Jr. with Jaden Bingaman in that 8th spot. P9 going to go to Chris Lynn with Jeremy Zarfos in that turn 2. Terrible's going to roll off in that P10 spot. You got Ken Baum Jr. going to start here 11th with Patrick Ginter starting on his outside lane in that 12th spot. And we'll see Matthew Fitz in that 13th spot. Don DeGroot. It looks like my timing is showing him differently, but Don DeGroot's going to show in 14th. And then we'll see it. Jason Hand starting off here in 15th with William Brown in 16th. And then we'll see it. Daniel Holdcroft, he'll start 17th position here tonight with Briggs Swope in 18th. Ryan Broderick going to start 19th here tonight, Chris, with, Robbie Bice. It's going to be Brody Green starting in 20th with Robbie Bice starting 21st. And then we'll see Shane Weldon Sr. starting in that 22nd position with Andrew May 23rd, and then Bill Hayes, as he usually does, takes the AOL. He's going to go to that 24th position. Bill Hells, excuse me.
Yeah, Josh, is during the thing I heard you say that this is my favorite track. This honestly is one of my favorite tracks. I do love some racing here, and I'm so glad that we're getting to go racing here tonight.
As the pace car is going to get ready here, Chris, in just a moment. Turn-bound pit road. And we're going to let this Full Throttle Cup Series pack loose and ready to go as they are in the start zone. Green flag is out. Josh Susie going to get off to an okay start. Inside lane's going to get rolling fairly well. So it doesn't look like anybody really got a great start there, Chris, but Susie going to get the advantage of that. He's going to roll it off into turn 1 right now. You see the inside lane. You got the one of Dylan Hastings. He's going to work his way to the inside of Kyle McCarthy's. We already got some racing going on back here. The 12 of Jimmy Barr looked like there for a moment. He could have gotten into a little bit of trouble. He's going to smooth it out down the back straightaway. And coming to the end of turn 1, or excuse me, lap 1, looks like we're going to have no real major incidents. But we know at Iowa, Chris, how fast things can change here. The tires like to fall off a lot. It's going to be interesting to see how these drivers really take to the track.
Whoa,
oh, we already got
Susie.
Josh Susie around. Yeah, that's our leader.
Yeah, it looks like Susie had an issue.
8-9 positions, but not sure what happened there. Looks like he probably just chattered up the rear tires on exit, Chris.
Yeah, I was looking in the timing. It doesn't tell us off track since there's no grass, so there's no off track really.
Let's see. We can see some tire marks here, possibly.
If we're just gonna ride on here with him, it looks like maybe, yeah, like you said, Josh, just had a little bit of an issue. But hey, Dylan Hastings set the fastest lap that time by. Now he's going to lead this lap going around to lap 4. So like you were saying, a lot of interesting racing going on here. You know, what I was going to say, Josh, about this track, what I love about it, you're going into turn 1 and 2, there's this really weird bump that you have to be very, very careful if you hit it. And that possibly could have been what happened to Susie. He could have hit that bump really weird, and it, got the rear end a little loose. And then 3 and 4, there's a lot of banking coming out of 3 and 4. So it's going to be interesting to see how these drivers react to, a lot of the banking changes. This is a lot like Richmond, just a lot. I guess it would be a lot like Richmond, but it's a little easier to manage.
Yeah, I would say easier to manage. I definitely enjoy Iowa. It feels a lot bigger in the race car than it looks when you're watching it, for sure. But I would say so far these guys are doing a great job, Chris. And if you're Dylan Hastings in that up in smoke, you're thinking, man, thanks for the free pass. I don't really got to work my car, and this could be something that works for Dylan Hastings. We'll see if he's able to keep those tires on. And
Oh,
he's
looks
got,
like
as I say, he's got some drivers battling behind him. So we'll see Ryan Broderick here on this replay. Looks like we might have had some contact or something. Looks like Broderick's going to get around here on his own. And Chris, that style of spin is what could have happened to Josh Susie. He just saved it coming out of out of two.
Yeah, you saw him just getting loose coming out of 3. That's what I was saying. It's going to be interesting. Whoa, as it looks like Kevin Click got a little loose. You see him getting a little wobbly and washing up the track. That's going to open up the door for Lucas Nilges. He's going to dive down to the inside. Going to kind of keep it down there towards that yellow line. Let's see if Kevin Click can come back from that little bit of a bobble. It looks like he's going to have that outside lane preference, but diving down into turns 1 and 2, let's see who takes the better line.
Yeah, it looks like Kevin Click's going to recover, Chris. It definitely could have been one of those things that, you get loose to a track like this. You either spin it out in that middle lane and you hit the outside wall, or you get loose and wobble it all the way up to the outside wall and almost just kind of kiss it and really have to lose speed. But Kevin Click was able to recover the race car, keep it going, and he's under big battle now, big pressure from that 3 of Lucas Nilges, but so far, no harm, no foul. They're racing tight. That's what you got to do at a track like Iowa. If you're going to race inside, outside lane, you're going to come off those corners tight. And a big drive in here on entry.
Whoa, as you
saw, put up the 45 into the wall almost.
Saw them almost door banging there, Josh. Man, that was crazy. They are racing right now.
Nilges definitely let out of the gas. He shouldn't have stayed in the gas there. He did the right thing to get out of the gas, but, a lot of drivers there, Chris, will force that issue and give you a little door bang. It looks like Nilges knows what he's doing, and he's going to make this pass here soon if he just sticks to it. And I think this next time by, maybe, but Kevin Click, man, he is really making that outside lane work. As we go back up here on board with that one of Dylan Hastings, who took the lead after Josh Susie had a little bit of a moment coming out of turn 2 at lap number 3 of the race, as Kyler McCarthy, that Nitro driver, teammate of that 81. Similar setups, I'm sure, if not very, maybe even the same setup and just, wrench to their style, but a big drive in from Kyler McCarthy. And he is
over
all
that back bumper.
over the back bumper of Dylan Hastings. I mean, that was absolutely as close as you could get right there off exit.
Yeah, as we look back here now, it looks like Jimmy Barr.
A big drive in from Kyler McCarthy.
Yeah, big drive in there. Let's see what happens. Let's see if he can make it stick here.
Looks like he might have the tires, Chris. Dylan Hastings might have started to already, he might be conserving super hard already, or he's already kind of killed him.
Yeah,
it could be either or.
This is one of those tracks, I'm not going to lie, my experience is really in the trucks. I haven't driven the next gen, well, now gen if you want to get technical, but I haven't driven. Whoa, as it looks like Kyler McCarthy getting a little loose there. A little bobble out of turn 2.
Now, this has allowed the 3 of Lucas Nilges and that 25 of Kevin Click. You even see the 12 of Jimmy Barr and the 26 of Jaden Bingaman. You do see the 27 of David Spill Jr., but it's starting to bring that 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th place up or close, Chris. And who knows? We could see Josh Susie get back into this thing real quick. As you see him there starting to pull up behind that 27 of David Spill Jr.
Yeah, Josh Susie, he's one of those drivers, Josh, that we've watched him these last couple of weeks, months actually, and he's always had something happen to him, but he always just keeps his head down and he keeps driving through the field. So, like you said, Josh, he had a little bit of an issue, but hey, that 81 machine's still out there turning laps. He's already moved himself up at least 5 positions from where he fell back to. So it's good to see that 81, like I said, just keeping his head down and still digging through the field. Or he could have been like, hey man, maybe this is a little too easy, and let me just get down here into the bottom and fall back just a little bit and try to make a
challenge for yourself.
Yeah, make a challenge for yourself. Whoa, as it looks like Lucas Nilges all over the back bumper of Kevin Click.
All over in the back bumper for sure, but 24 is all on the outside door of that one. We'll see the 24, Kyler McCarthy, really make a drive up to that outside wall, make it stick. New leader, Kyler McCarthy, here at lap number 17. It's going to retake the lead for the Nitro team. So we'll see if Kyler McCarthy will be able to do something with this lead here, Chris. We know those Nitro guys have good green flag run cars. We know the Up and Smoke guys do as well. They've shown that green flag pace here in the long runs. We'll see if this race does stay at long run. And if it does, who is it going to benefit? We know so many teams come into these races wrenching on these setups. I mean, each week you got to kind of give one driver an advantage. We know some drivers just have the mess happen, but it seems like here so far, Chris, unless we get a little bit testy or somebody gets aggravated or a little road ragey, I don't know if we're going to go caution right now unless we just have a major pileup. It looks like Jaden Bingaman, big driving on that 25 of Kevin Click.
Yeah, Kevin Click
he's moving his way up through the field, Jaden Bingaman.
Yeah, Kevin Click looks like he's having a little bit of an issue in that car, looking like he's not liking what's underneath him right now. Could have eaten him up trying to battle, you know, that for that third place position with Lucas Nilges, and really burned up the equipment on him, because you see he's already got 2 cars driving past him. Looks like Dylan Hastings is making a dive in for that that lead again. He says, all right, if you want it, I'm going to make you earn it.
Yeah, Dylan Hastings in that one machine going to definitely force the issue here, Chris, and let him know this is not going to be a lead you're just going to be able to take. If I'm going to have to use my tires to defend, you're going to have to use your tires to defend is pretty much what he's saying. They're going to go out there and not really, you know, put it sheet metal to sheet metal, but they're still running a good battle up here in a good race.
I also see that Ryan Broderick is, you see him up in front. He also had a crash. We'll stay on here for just a second, see if this battle starts to even out. I do see it have a marker for him, so I'll go back there and we'll just see what happened with that 5 machine. Probably just another incident, but man, this battle for this first position, you see that one of Dylan Hastings just still battling it out with that 24. He is not letting Kyler get away with this.
Oh, whoa. Ryan Broderick, big loose up there. That's what's happening.
Yeah, Ryan Broderick just not liking it right now.
Oh, does he have damage? I'm confused. No, maybe not. All right, we'll continue back up on board here while we do stay green, though. 1 and 24 going to make a little bit of contact. That's a door bang off the corner. We'll see how the 24 reacts to that. Maybe just a little bit of accidental contact for the one, just gassing it up, thinking he has the corner. But 24 looks like he's going to give it to him. We could see a shot come back here to the back bumper, or he's just going to race it hard. 24 made a little bit of a scrape on the wall there on corner exit as well.
Yeah, we'll see if Kyler can, you know, battle it back up here. We know he is one of those drivers that can get up here and really give you the business for the lead. So we'll see if he can give it to Dylan Hastings, or if Dylan Hastings can hold him off. Because it looks right now they're just slugging it out. You know, somebody's throwing a left, the other guy's throwing a right. They're just kind of backing up, seeing what's going on, and then they're going in and throwing another punch. This is kind of a fun race for the lead right now.
It's a good race, Chris. I mean, we'll see if the 24 has anything to say about it again. It could be one of those moments that he now used his tires up after. You know what it's like when you're on that outside lane battling and then you get hit. You're running up the wall. Just that little bit of having to save it, overcooking the tires a little bit can add so much tire wear to your tires this late in the run. I say this late, you're only 25 laps, but if a track like Iowa, 25 laps, if you're not already saving tires at lap 10 on this track, you're not going to make it much longer than 25 laps. So far, it seems like everybody's done a good job. And speaking of good job, Chris, Josh Susie moved himself back up into the top 5 after that early incident, put him back from the lead all the way into 8th position, and he's working his way back up. He's got Jaden Bingaman and Lucas Nilges in sight. That's your 4th and 3rd position right there. Those are the next cars he's going to be battling for. It looks like Kyler McCarthy and Dylan Hastings up there are reaching lap traffic. That is that 5 machine of Ryan Broderick, who was having an incident earlier.
Big slow up there for Kyler. You saw him have to get out of the gas. Looks like Broderick just kind of, you know, got in his way a little bit. The gap just opened up at least to a half a second. It was about 2/10 off, excuse me. That opened up the door, but I would say that now Dylan Hastings starting to shut that door again. Let's go back here and see if that 5 machine going to affect this 3rd position. It looks like Jaden Bingham is going to use it to his advantage. He's going to take over that 3rd place position. So right now, about a second and a half off from Jaden Bingaman is Kyler McCarthy and Dylan Hastings. So got about a second and a half between your 1st and 2nd, between 2nd and 3rd, excuse me. And then you see Susie, who has worked his way back up into that top 5. Now he's starting to reel in that 3 machine, Josh.
Ooh, looks like the 5 is having handling issues big time. You are correct, Chris. He is starting to reel in Lucas Nilges and co. Big drive for the 81 coming. He's done a good job to get himself back up here in contention. Maybe even go up here and race for the lead here again as you see this the 2 of Ken Baum Jr. When I said the 3, he's battling here with the 31 of Daniel Holdcroft. He's holding all the way back here in 15th. Not a Not a typical night for Ken Bomb, but Chris, he could be just trying to save, hang out, and see if get any accidents and make his way late charge through the race. You know, Ken Bomb's known to do that. We'll just see if he can stay on the lead lap and just kind of hang out.
Yeah, he finished third place last week at Sonoma, so we know that he can get up there in the lead, but maybe just not an Iowa ringer. He has fallen back 4 positions, but as I say, that big slap to the wall there for that 24 of Kyler McCarthy. But he's still going to be rolling it up behind Dylan Hastings, so not letting him get away from him now. I said he got about a half a second gap. Now it's 2/10, so like I said, not letting him get too far away. We're just going to kind of go back here and see what's going on. You see Jaden Bingaman's now got the gap between him and Lucas Nilges to almost a second. But Josh Susi, he's not a second behind Lucas Nilges now. He's right on that back bumper.
I was about to say, Chris, he is right there knocking, and looks like the 3 is just going to let him by and knows that I don't think he has the equipment really to hang with Josh right now. He's going to give him a battle, but Susie's just going to be like, all right, buddy, get out of here. As it looks like the 27 David Smith Jr., Chris, he might try to take advantage of that, and that is a Nitro teammate. 3 into the wall. That is going to really open up the door now to the 27.
Yeah.
Good save, though, for the 3. Scared me. You made my heart drop more than the car hitting the wall.
Sorry, it caught me off guard as I was just sitting there looking at David Smith Jr. I saw Lucas Nilges get in the wall, and it caught me off guard. I was like, whoa, he got into the wall really hard. There's a big slap there for that 3 machine.
Definitely a big slap. That was a big hit. As we roll back here to this is the battle for that 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th position. As you see, 11th place of Zarfos pulling up to this battle. That's the 54 of Jason Hand, the 12 of Jimmy Barr. You see the 69 of Matthew Fitz on the inside there. As, woo, these boys are getting testy back here, Chris. The 29 right there, Jeremy Zarfos on the outside. That's Patrick Ginter pulling up in the 6 behind him that we saw. I had Zarfos back one.
Yeah. Ooh,
Kevin Click and Jimmy Barr, man, they are definitely
Jimmy
having
Barr
some
into the
issues
wall.
with their race car.
Yeah, Jimmy Barr, you saw him just get into the wall really hard there. As I'm watching the ticker here, just seeing what battles we've got going on track. Everybody's kind of cycled themselves out or spread themselves out, excuse me. So not seeing really any close battles except for right here what you're seeing right now between Matthew Fitz and Kevin Click, which Kevin Click, speaking of Josh, he was up there in that 3rd position, now falling all the way back to that 9th position.
Yeah, for sure, Chris, Kevin Click and Jimmy Barr have definitely not had their fair share of fun these past couple laps. Started respectively in that 5th position, and then Jimmy Barr started in 7th position, and man, it just hasn't been a fun night for him. Has not been a fun night.
Yeah, as I see right now, Jaden Bingaman now pulling up to the back of Dylan Hastings. So maybe Dylan Hastings using a little too much tire up. As I see Ryan Broderick coming down pit lane, he's probably decided to go ahead and put some fresh tires on there and maybe do a little bit of adjustment if he can to it to get it feeling a little better, because he has not had a fun night tonight.
Not at all. This is a track that it's easy to not have a fun night on.
No, it really is.
Look at that big drive in from Jaden Bingaman, Chris. He's going to go all the way to the bottom, but not going to be able to make it stick.
Yeah, as you see, Dylan Hastings getting a little loose up there on that top lane.
Yeah,
Jaden's not going to be. Whoa!
Coming back. He's coming back.
Big drive in there.
As I say, the 1 didn't take advantage of using the full part of the racetrack there in the middle lane, and that's really going to allow that 26 snap-on machine to get in there. He should take advantage here, and that's up to 2nd place. For the moment, Dylan Hastings driving back around to the outside, Chris. That 1, he's definitely not going to give these positions up lightly. He's racing hard out there tonight.
Yeah, as you saw, he had it coming out of turns 3, but 4. Dylan Hastings was just able to, roll it on the outside a little better. You're not able to, if you can just get off the gas just a little bit coming out of turn 4, you can keep the rear end from coming around on you. And then you see the 26 have to get out of the gas really hard because he's coming up that banking transition. That's one of those things that we're going to watch here for. As I see, looks like Jaden Bingaman just going to go ahead and get that drive around, but wonder if Dylan Hastings is going to have a big drive out of the corner into turns 3. Here he goes. Will he be able to make it stick? Doesn't look like he's going to be able to make it stick. So Jaden Bingaman going to move himself up into that 2nd position.
I say Jaden Bingham in another car, Chris. It's moving here late, but it's these nitro setups. We've said it before. These guys just seem like, and look at it. It's almost a nitro 1, 2, 3, 4 right now. As you see Smill and Susie, which Susie, he's kind of just stalled out. He pulled all the way up in that 5th position, was getting up there, and then he's kind of just falling back. But, you know, he could have been using those tires, trying to recover some, you know, crucial track position. Definitely crucial. But it seems like he's gotten himself into a pocket where he's able to hang out, not be in a detrimental spot on the track, but, you know, still be in a good position, 5th place. And if we get a caution or anything, he's right back in the action. And, you know, I think Josh Hussey's just done an excellent job in that nitro machine to really work his way back up here. I mean, it's so easy once you get to that 8th spot to get a little bit overconfident, try to gain it back, and then get yourself caught up wrecking with the other guys back there. So hats off to Susie to be able to recover it. But got to say hats off to these nitro guys, Chris, because it looks like right now, we were talking about that green flag run. We're getting it, and these nitro guys are turning it up right now.
Yeah, Josh, you're correct. David Smill moved himself up into that 3rd position, got around Dylan Hastings, so maybe up in smoke setup, not up to par with, like you said, those nitro setups right now. Because Dylan Hastings just not like, whoa, it looks like Susie getting a little loose coming out of turn 4. Because I saw him dive all the way down to the bottom of the track, and then he pulled it all the way back up to the top of the track. So maybe a little bit of looseness there.
Yeah, I definitely think we're going to see tires falling off big time here, Chris. I mean, we're almost 50 laps into a 175-lap run. We should see some guys come down pit road within, I would assume, the next 15, 20 laps. I mean, for sure. If I'm wrong there, then I guess I'm wrong, because we did say that one time, and you remember somebody stayed out for the whole race, so we'll see what happens here. We'll just have to see. I know these pit stops are so confusing nowadays with how these guys are so good at working these strategies with these open setups.
Yeah, you know, that's, you know, something that you really don't understand until you know, become a part of a league that does open setups. Is it really, as a driver, it allows you to open up and really tune the car to your liking. Like, you know, yes, you know, I know Nitro, you know, they will supply setups, but, you know, just because they supply a setup, the driver will go in and tweak that setup around and make it to their liking. So, you know, that's what I love about this open setups. You know, fixed setups, you just kind of get handed what you're handed. There's a big drive in there for David Smill Jr. You saw Jaden Bingham getting a little loose coming out of turn 4. What I was saying is, you know, it allows you to customize it to you, as to whereas fixed setups, you know, you're just kind of stuck with what you got, and you got to make it kind of work. And, you know, that's why I love these open setup races now.
Yeah, Chris, I would wholeheartedly agree. I mean, these open setup races are so much fun to watch. I mean, like you said, with fixed setups, you get the fun aspect of everybody's running the same equipment, everybody's capable of the same thing. But then you got those guys in fixed equipment that's just aliens, man. And these open setups really add the equation of you might have a hit or miss, you know, moment, whereas yeah, you might have a great setup for the night, but that setup's not for the right track conditions. Whereas I'm saying caution free or not caution free. I mean, some of these guys need long runs. Some of these guys don't need long runs. Some of these guys need certain, you know, just certain track conditions. And that's what makes these open setups even more fun. It just adds another element, another dynamic factor to the race, Chris. And I would wholeheartedly agree with you and say that open setup racing is goated.
Yeah, you know, I will say I have done a couple of league races, you know, that were fixed setup, and I didn't really like it. But then once I got those few open setups, I remember doing Xfinity races, open setup, and oh, I loved it because I was able to just mess with it to how I wanted. And you know, we would always go, all right, what setup you got? What setup you got? And we would, you know, kind of bump off of that, and that's what I loved about it. Is it looks like Josh Susie was able to get around Dylan Hastings, but Dylan Hastings able to work on the inside. As I was looking at the timing, as I was talking about that, we'll see if Dylan Hastings can make it stick. Excuse me, Josh Susie can make it stick, or if Dylan Hastings can battle it back. Because right now, Josh, it's a Nitro 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, these Nitro guys are looking on fire here tonight, Chris.
Yeah,
we'll see Dylan Hastings try. Like you said, I think these guys just got it on lock here tonight. And once we get pit stop cycles going, we could see these guys. Oh, Susie a little loose, big on a corner exit. That's going to allow Hastings right back by. So as I say that, a little bit overconfidence there could come back to bite him. He's going to get wide here on corner exit. He's really going to have to get out of the gas here.
Yeah, as we'll ride on board here with
It looks like he was able to
Susie.
corral it. Maybe I thought his right sides were a little bit more heated up than they were. Big drive in there.
There's a little pocket coming out of turn 1 there too. If you hit it the wrong way, it can really mess you up. It's not a lot of wheel hesitation. You saw him getting you see right there, getting a little loose. That banking transition just really mess up if you're trying to get on the gas.
Yeah, but he looks very smooth on his inputs, Chris. You know, a lot of drivers will get on that thing and wheel on it like they're driving the 1980 stock car at the Daytona 500. So it's like, I'm one of those people. I used to be one of those people, you know, just constantly cranking on it. But it's the smooth inputs that really, you know, maximize your tire life. Not only driving smart, driving the correct line, and being, you know, smart with your tire consumption, but just smooth input. Small things is what makes a great driver, you know. And it's like, or I should say it's small things that make a good driver a great driver, and it's those small things that keep adding up. And that just shows you why Josh Susie's able to every week, you know, feels like push his skill ceiling or push what he's trying to do, and he seems like he's got it dialed in, Chris. I mean, if he just gets some fresh tires on that 81 machine, I think Josh Susie could still go up here and have a great shot. But I say that as we're riding on board with Princess Banana Hammock. That's Matthew Fitz right there. He's to the inside of Dylan Hastings, battling for this top 5 position. As it looks like Dylan's starting to lose a little bit of his tires, Chris, and maybe the Team Sparkle Unicorn 69 of Matthew Fitz up 10 positions. Maybe he's got something up his sleeve here. These guys might have the long run set up.
Yeah, as I see Zarfos starting to peek his head in the picture as well, as it looks like Matthew Fitz going to go ahead and shut the door on that 5th place position. But we'll see if that one machine has anything to say. It doesn't look like it. Big drive in there from Zarfos, as I was talking about. That is it. Whoa, is Zarfos getting a little loose coming out of corner exit. He's going to have to tuck it in back behind Dylan Hastings. But I'm saying turns 3 and 4, as well as I say that, already going to make a move going into turns 1.
Now here comes Jeremy Zarfos, the 29 turn 2 terribles. He's going to now go to the inside of that one of Dylan Hastings. So we're starting to see a lot of tire fall off, Chris. For sure, we might see a couple drivers pull that trigger to come down pit road here soon. Getting to almost 100 laps. Or not, excuse me, not 100 laps into this race. With 100 laps to go here soon, you got to expect somebody's got to come down pit road. And man, it looks like it is going to rain off of turn 2 there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does look like it's getting a little cloudy over turn 2. So everybody, imagine, yeah. I know Robbie said 4 sets of tires. He did not say what sets of tires, though.
I don't think we have rain tires yet.
I know.
Could you imagine? Oh my gosh, these guys would hate their lives.
Yes, I see what you're talking about, Josh. Yeah, it's very cloudy over turn 2.
Well, I think we use static weather, correct?
I think so.
I think they use static weather.
It's David Smill Jr. now knocking on the back door. Kyler McCarthy. Maybe he says, hey, man, let me go up here and lead a couple of laps. As I see, it looks like the 98 of Shane Weldon. Excuse me, that is Andrew May. That is the 22 of Andrew May. And then, Josh, the 12 of Jimmy Barr.
I mean, yeah, he has just had a miserable night. Started 4th. Man, he might be the, 4th person to get lapped?
Yeah, Lucas Nilges came down pit road at lap 60. I just now noticed it and saw it in the ticker here. So Lucas Nilges went ahead and pulled the trigger at lap 60. So 3 laps ago, that 3 machine did come down pit lane. So we'll see if this pays off for him. Maybe a little bit of strategy here for that 3 machine. It's now starting to come into lap traffic.
I was about to say, if you're the 12, you're thinking, man, maybe I need to take some tires.
So it looks like Kyler's going to go ahead and get around. And yes, David Smill going to go ahead and get around too. So Jimmy Barr just not liking what's underneath him right now.
Could you imagine if it rained and we had to go in like a 5-hour red flag rain delay?
Oh, that would be absolutely miserable.
I'm going to bed. Hate to break it to you guys, I'm going to bed.
Dylan Hastings down pit lane.
I'm going to say Dylan Hastings got up in smoke. He's going to pull it down pit road. see that Havoline Texaco big banner right there. I'm assuming that's Riley Bice's banner. As Colin McCarthy is starting to get under pressure here, Chris, to his Nitro teammate. That's David Smith Jr.
Oh, it was behind him. I saw one car go all the way up the track. I want to say it was Andrew May. It was. You're going to see Jaden Bingaman going to go ahead and try to get around him, which he will. And 4 seconds back is Josh Susi. But Jeremy Zarfos has put him under attack now.
Zarfos is moving, man. He's definitely got some life in those tires left here in this later run. He's still able to make some passes here late. And he's going to go to the outside. He has confidence in that race car, Chris. He's going to make it stick. And he's going to have a big run coming down the front stretch. It's just going to be hard to make this pass stick in turns 1 and 2. He's going to get that big outside run. We'll see if he's going to be able just to gas it out. And it looks like he is. That's what I'm saying, Chris. Zarfo's got a little bit of life left in those tires. And that Ford Mustang turn 2's terribles. 29 is going to be able to move himself up into that 4th position. And now he's under attack here from Ryan Broderick, who said, hey, you took those laps from me earlier. I'm taking them back, buddy. Look at that. Here comes Matthew Fitz as well, Chris. He's going to go to the inside, take advantage of this lap car.
Whoa, as I know Matthew Fitz, he dove down there, not expecting that 81 to drive down as far as he did. But maybe that 81 trying to pinch that momentum on that 69 machine, Giggity.
81's loose. If Matthew Fitz would have just held his line a little bit better and not like he bobbled him maybe a little bit on the middle of 3, he would have probably been able to get a pass there down the front stretch. But Susi is having all sorts of trouble. Big run coming here from Matthew Fitz. Never mind. Susi going to drive it back. Okay, for sure right this time.
Yeah, it looks like Susi going to go ahead and just say, all right, man, you got it.
I'm not crazy.
As I see David Smil still all over the back bumper of Kyler McCarthy, but he's not getting in passing range of him. He's still staying about a 1/10 off of him. So still on that back bumper. Whoa, as I say that to the inside. Maybe to 27 of David Smil.
Yeah, it looks like David Smil might have a little bit of tire left as well here, Chris. He's pulled up to that 24 machine. But it also could be one of those things when you're not racing somebody there, Chris. You know, it is easy to get out of your groove a little bit. You start braking a little bit earlier than you should when you don't got a car around you. And then once they get up around you and you see how they're braking, it's like, okay, it kind of resets your mental. So it could have been one of those things from Colin McCarthy, or could have been letting David Smil kind of catch up, maybe a little bit of draft help, or who knows. You never know, but it does look like David Smil is applying the pressure, but he's definitely not being annoying about it. The two teammates definitely don't want to get tangled up here while we got a Nitro 1, 2, 3 rolling, and they have good control of the field right now.
Yeah, as I was going to say, Josh, Brody Green did come down pit lane while you were talking. He is currently on his way out. As it looks like Bill Hell's also going to go ahead and pull the trigger, come down pit lane.
Heck, I know I'd have probably already been down pit road.
Yeah, I would have
too.
too.
I would have seen everybody else stay out, and they would have made me want to stay out. Because I'm that kind of dumb person. And then I'd have already been lapped anyways, and then I'd have been mad. Why'd you let me stay out? And it's like, well, you said you wanted to. And it's like, whatever, man. Whatever. But, you know.
Ooh.
Strategy's hard, Chris. Strategy is hard, especially in these open setups.
Yeah,
and if you just got the right setup, dude, it's almost like a cheat code.
As I'm looking through the field right now, the closest battle for position is going to be minus what we see right now in front of us is Robbie Bice. He is currently battling it out with Don DeGroot. Looks like he did just pass Don DeGroot. Oh, they are battling back there, but we're going to stay up here on board with Kyler McCarthy. David Smith. Looks like Kyler McCarthy's still going to keep a hold of the lead. But David Smith is putting the attack to him. So we'll see if getting down on that yellow line, if he's going to have to get out of the gas. Kyler looks like he did have the better drive out. Yeah, I just think David got down there on that bottom line. He wasn't able to keep the gas going like he wanted to. And then, like I said, coming out of turn 2, excuse me, there's like I said, there's a little pocket that you can bump into, and it can really upset the car. And that's probably what happened with that 81 machine earlier on. But battling for that lead still is that 27. He's like, hey man, come on, like I said, let me lead a couple of laps.
He's definitely trying to get up there and lead a lap, and it looks like if he can just make this stick, but Kyle McCarthy's going to battle back on the outside. It's just close, but not there yet for David Spill Jr. Is it lap 79, Chris? So under 100 laps to go already, which is crazy to think. We've got David Spill Jr. and Kyle McCarthy battling it out here for the race lead. And we could see some drivers come down pit road here soon again. We know we have seen some already, but these lead pack guys, I mean, unless they're just brave and know that they can keep it out there forever like they've done before, which I think is crazy if they're able to do that, then hey, power to them and awesome job, because they've got a hell of a setup going for them right now.
Yes, right now, as I see, like I said, currently your closest battle for position, minus your leader, is Robbie Bice right now, and he is putting Briggs Swope and Chris Lynn under attack right now. You can see Kyler McCarthy still got about a 2/10 gap between him and David Smill. It looks like Kyler McCarthy has won that battle. Maybe David Smill not liking eating up the equipment so much. Whoa, is Kyler McCarthy getting a little loose? Maybe this could open up the door. David was able to keep on the gas just a little longer down the straightaway. Doesn't look like he's going to press the issue too much.
He's going to open it up to the inside going to turn 3, but like you said, I don't think these guys are going to press the issue too much, Chris, being teammates. As you see Jaden Bingaman getting repassed there by Jimmy Barr. Jimmy took tires, yeah? Yeah, he did at lap 65.
Yes.
So yeah, Jaden just kind of hanging out right now. He's in just a weird pocket right now. But with these lap cars pulling up here, Chris, do you think this could hurt? I think David Smill more than it could hurt anybody.
Yeah, if Bill Hells can't get around, which it looks like Kyler's going to go ahead and just pull up to that top lane, man. These cars on these newer tires, you can see the speed difference right there in the tires.
Exactly. It doesn't matter if you have the fastest setup on the track. New tires are going to beat old tires all day.
All day. You know, if you're Kyler McCarthy, you're like, man, just go on, just go on, just go on. I got my teammate back here all over my back bumper. So it looks like Shane Weldon going to go ahead, come down pit lane. Let's see if David Smill going to try it again. Like you said, I'm wondering when the rest of the drivers are going to come down pit lane, because right now I'm looking 73 is the last time somebody came down, so 12 laps ago. Minus Shane Weldon, yeah, so wondering when the rest of these drivers are going to come down pit lane. Lucas Nilge's now, you know, his lap 60 pit, you know, that's pretty much, you know, he's lost every advantage that he's going to have. As I say that, he's pulling up to the leaders right now, as I'm going to eat my words there. He's going to get his lap back, or at least one of them. Or he's only a lap down, excuse me.
See, I'm just trying to put my finger on when these guys are going to pit. I really can't.
Kevin Click down pit lane. Daniel Holdcroft also.
Holdcroft as well. Yeah, as I said, that was Holdcroft you saw going down pit road right there as well. So we're definitely seeing the latter half of the field. Matthew Fitz going down pit road, Chris. So that's our highest guy to come down pit road. He came from that P5 position, so we'll see. Maybe this opens up the door.
There's also Ken Baum come down pit lane. So this, like you said, now you're starting to see a lot of guys come down pit lane. This could start, you know, where you know, they say cautions breed cautions. Well, Pit lane drivers breed pit lane drivers. So I'm William Brown coming down pit lane. So yeah, this is where I'm starting to see. We should start seeing pit stops here very soon from these lead drivers. Don DeGroot also down pit lane.
See, William Brown's also down, it looks like.
I would say within the next 7 laps, you're going to see everybody come down pit
I
lane.
said 20 to 30 laps at lap like 30. And I was completely wrong, man. Y'all got to stop letting me try to be Larry McReynolds.
Chris Lynn down pit lane.
Heck, maybe we should just ask the drivers, hey, what's y'all's pit stops looking like, for the night? That would probably be smart, but,
See William Brown on his way out right now. Won't be too long. He will get that lap back. Patrick Ginter down pit lane.
Heck, it won't be too long. We'll be crowning a winner, Chris. This race is moving by right now at this pace.
Yeah, this is really moving by. Jeremy Zarfo's down pit lane.
It's another one of those drivers. That's your 4th place position coming down pit road.
Kevin Click just set the fastest lap of the session, 24:05. So goes to show you those tires are starting to show their age. Last lap was a 25:45. Let's see what Kyler McCarthy, 25:50, 24:05. That is a 1.5 seconds difference. That's a big difference when it comes to a track as big as this. That is a very big difference.
Very big.
Jason Hand down pit lane. Oh, actually on his way out of pit lane right now, excuse me.
I want to say I had a history teacher named Jason Hand. And that's random, but it just hit me when you said his name. I was like, that's definitely one of my history teachers' names. I want to say 11th grade year. I know his name was Mr. Hand, but I want to say his first name was Jason. Imagine that's just my history teacher willing it right now.
It's David Smill down pit lane.
As I say, that's 2nd place right there, so he is going to give it up. Heck, I thought he was about to give up the race. Like he is aiming for those water barrels there for a second. He is going to get it down pit road safely. We'll see if Kyle McCarthy, as he's got Dylan Hastings, all over the rear of his car. And I was like, yeah, buddy, what are you going to do about it now? We were battling earlier, now it's just flicking you out the window like a booger. But we'll see if Kyle McCarthy's going to pull it down pit road here soon. With these drivers unlapping himself, it's almost dangerous to stay out too long.
Yeah, it really is. If you stay out too long, you're going to give up too much track position, and when you come out, you'll be in 11th, 12th, and you're going to have to really dig to get back. It's like clawing yourself back up. So we'll see, like I've said before, I'm not the driver behind the wheel, so I'm not going to make any assumptions, because you know what it means when you assume. I'm not going to say it on stream, but you know what it means. It's really one of those things that, if you're a driver, that's what I'm thinking right now. As I'm seeing all these cars come past me, I'm like, all right, I got to come down.
You think that, Chris, until they never do.
Yeah, they never do.
And there you go.
Yep, Kyle McCarthy down pit lane. So Jaden Bingaman going to assume the lead here at lap 98. Josh Susi around. Caution's out.
That's not good.
That is not good at all. I wonder if he was
going to get back straight, though. Got some damage on that machine. Oh, he's got some left front damage big time,
yeah,
Chris.
I saw that.
Do we have a little bit more happen here than what we thought?
As we'll go back and watch. Yeah, as he's all along the wall. As we'll back it up here, see what happened.
He hit the wall big time, broke the toe link.
See right there, just getting loose. He's already willing it.
Boom! And he was turning the wheel right from drifting it, so that's why that wheel is all sorts of wonky. Let's go on board with him.
Yeah, as we'll watch from his point of view. right there.
Mm.
Yeah, that yep, that's what it is. I bet you there's a toe link gone. As soon as he went to get back up, he hit that
I mean, you
transit.
can see
Oh
it from
yeah,
right
you can
there.
see it. Yeah, you can see it. That's unfortunate. You see, he just hits that little bit of transition and it just sends it around.
Yeah, I would say that Josh Masusi's night is over.
Hmm.
Unless he does what you did that one time in that truck race where you drove with the wheel like pretty much all the way sideways and still finished top 3.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
how you
did.
did that.
And
That was crazy.
it was.
So I mean, who knows? He could have one of those moments in him.
It looks like he went ahead and parked it, Josh.
Yeah, I do see he has manually disconnected.
Yep. So the guys told him, "Pack it up. Let's go home, boys."
I mean, realistically, in that situation, Chris, what else can you do? There's nothing to do. I mean, that's like probably half an hour worth of repairs. And there's not even a half hour worth left of this race at this point, pretty much. If we go green flag the rest of the way, I mean, which, Chris, you know this is going to stack them up, and we're going to have a race now here in the front.
Well, the old saying,
yeah, hate it for Kyle McCarthy, too.
cautions breed cautions.
Exactly. And with 75 laps to go here, anything can happen.
Anything. This is going to be interesting, though, because now everybody's going to have fresh tires. This is going to really hurt the guys that came down pit lane right there a little early on, and got a couple of laps down. That's going to hurt them, but everybody else was able to get back out on the lead lap, down to 17. So Patrick Ginter is your last person on the lead lap. Don DeGroot is currently your first driver off of the lead lap. But this is going to be interesting. Now, we've seen a lot of drivers, having a little bit of issues. We saw Josh Susie have a lot of issues here early on. He, got loose coming out of turn 2 early on, was able to keep it underneath him, was able to keep it going straight. So, this is going to be one of those things where, you've got Jaden Bingaman, Dylan Hastings, Robbie Bice up in third place. Lucas Nilge's came down lap 99. Briggs Swope all came down lap 99. So they've got the freshest tires underneath them. You've got David Smill, who came down at lap 94, Kyler McCarthy at lap 97, and then Brody Green came down lap 68. So that is just shows you the difference between tires in 7th and 8th.
I think this is going to get very interesting, Chris. Very interesting, very fast. So if
Yes.
this is one of those, I think I'm gonna let the Nitro guys win this one. I'm gonna go to bed. And you're about to click that power button, buddy. You better get your finger off that button. I mean, if you gotta go to bed, you gotta work tomorrow. Well, tell them, too bad. This is your excuse right here. Put the stream on and tell them that I'm not gonna tell them my name because I don't want your bosses coming for me. But the Full Throttle guy, just don't tell them to go back to the start of the stream where I say my name. Give you the excuse to not turn the stream off. Let's get this going. Here we go. You don't got to go to sleep no more. This race is about to get hot. I know a lot of people were probably thinking, this is over, man. It's the Nitro boys. But, whew, those Nitro guys fell out of the top 5 real fast, Chris, besides Jaden Bingham, didn't they, Chris? So,
yeah.
It's one of those things. Pit strategies are coming in. With this caution strategy, we should see pace lights off, and we will. Stack them up, baby. We're about to go back green flag racing here. We should get a pass around here. I don't know what that is. Something happening there on the inside lane, but they're going to get it all settled out, and then we're going to go. Excited to see what these guys got in store for us here with 170 to go. This is going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's like, you see the 28 or Robbie Bice up here in that third position. I was talking to him before the race. We were talking about how much I love this track and how much he loves this track. You know, and he's like, I'm just going to take it easy. Well, he's taking it easy, and look at it. It's got him up into that third position. So we'll see if he can, you know, he was talking about the difference between this track and, I want to say Rockingham, you know, how much, like, he didn't think he was going to like it, but looks like he's liking it right now.
Oh, I mean, I do enjoy this track. As we're going to get back to green flag race. Sorry, I didn't realize we were on the front stretch there with the camera started zoomed in, but it is going to be a great start there from that 26 of Jaden Bingaman. So we'll see all these fresh tire drivers here, Chris. As look at that, who is sitting in third place? Robbie Bice has worked his way up into third place through all that strategy, and he is on those fresh tires.
Yeah, Josh, you're right. You know, Kyler McCarthy, he is currently the one that doesn't have the freshest tires. Lap 97 was when he came down. It's right before the pit lane. But, you know, these drivers are going to have, you know, he got it to cool down a little bit. He might be able to, you know, get, if he doesn't eat the tires up, he might be able to get on the same strategy as these guys. But Dylan Hastings back up here battling for that first position. After that pit strategy, we saw him. He was actually the first one that came down pit lane.
Yeah, as you'll see, Lucas Nilge's now to the inside of Robbie Bice. He's going to make that pass stick pretty easily there as you see Briggs Swope, Dan DeGroot. That's not, is that Don DeGroot? That is Don DeGroot. That's a Dan DeGroot. My bad. Don DeGroot. That is the 61 of Don DeGroot there. That 31 machine of Daniel Holdcroft as well. Daniel Holdcroft and Don DeGroot are lapped cars. We'll see that 24 of Kyler McCarthy, though, the 6th place car. Going to have to work his way through here. Briggs Swope is on the lead lap, though, in that 5th spot. So that 57 machine we're focused on right now is your 5th position. Don DeGroot and that 31, the 61-31, both trying to work their way back on the lead lap here. But 24, Kyler McCarthy. Whoa, Don DeGroot almost up there in the
David Smill down pit lane.
I'm not sure what happened to David Smill.
It's on his way out. Fuel and go. Splash. It looks like maybe a splash and go. He's only down for 4 seconds.
Not sure.
Right now, Kyler McCarthy is not liking this battle that he's got going on. Whoa, is Robbie Bice up into the wall. We're going to go back up here on board. It looks like Jaden Bingaman did get passed by Dylan Hastings as we were watching the battle and going on back there. So that one machine of Dylan Hastings was able to get around. So we'll go back here and watch that pass for the lead. Going into turn 1, you see Dylan Hastings just going to door bang off of him, actually. Whoa, they are door banging all the way out of turns 2.
Racing hard there for the lead as Dylan Hastings is going to bang his way past Jaden Bingaman. Are we live right now? What happened? I look like it skipped around for me. That was weird. As coming into 3, or out of 4, excuse me, down the front stretch, Dylan Hastings leading here at lap 112, Chris. This is getting interesting now as Lucas Nilge's starting to pull his way back up. And you got to think, Chris, these guys that were in that 3rd, 4th, 5th spot that had fast cars, they might be really thanking that caution from that 81 and drive Susie because this is giving them a breath of fresh air. That 3 of Lucas Nilge's looking stronger than he has all night, but really tight there on corner exit. Looks like he's trying to get a little bit more out of that race car than he should.
Yeah, Josh, as you saw Jaden Bingaman all over the door there. Dylan Hastings, he is starting to press the issue. He's like, "Hey man, you're gonna door bang me. I'm gonna pinch you off, man."
Yeah, and this is where, you know, you've got to keep your mental. This is like really one of the most important parts of the race. Obviously, winning the race is one of the most important parts, but keeping your mental here, not letting yourself get involved in the situation of, well, he's beating and banging on me, or I want to beat and bang on him back. But it's like, nah, you just got to keep your head down and race, man. I mean, you got to think for someone like Jaden Bingaman, who's had good cars this season and had, you know, success, just not been able to really put as much success like some of his other Nitro teammates. I really think he's going to keep a level head here and just head down and try to dig here, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically the best thing you can do. As you see behind him, Lucas Nilge starting to make a move on Dylan Hastings. So maybe that 3 machine trying to press the issue, as it looks like diving on the inside is Lucas Nilge. So trying to take that 2nd position, but is he going to tighten up? Ooh, this is a good battle here for that 2nd place.
When I say Lucas Nilges has definitely found his second life in this race here, Chris. As he throwed himself back up into second place here, or into second place for the first time tonight, not back up. I mean, he did start sixth, but it's kind of been hanging out in that sixth, fifth to seventh area, and now, like we said after that caution, it really took a big breath of fresh air into that race car and allowed him to get up here and show its strength. I mean, he's on the fresh tires, everybody's evened out, and Kyle McCarthy going to make easy work of that one of Dylan Hastings. So maybe Dylan Hastings, Chris, has something going on now with those tires. Maybe he ate them up a little bit too soon.
Yeah, or maybe he's on a conserve line.
Saving. As I say, could be saving.
He could be just conserving. You know, that's something that a lot of drivers will start doing here before too long. I would start expecting it here in the next 2 or 3 laps that you would really go on a conserve line, because you're trying to extend these laps. I mean, we almost went 100 laps on a set of tires. So we know we can go, you know, what, 60, no, 50, I'm terrible with math, 50-something laps left. I mean, we know we can go on this set of tires.
As I say, I think we should be good, Chris, on these tires.
Yeah, I honestly think that if we stay green flag, yeah, this is going to be a race to the end. As I was, you know, watching it, Dylan Hastings, he did start falling off there. Like you said, wondering if maybe he had a little bit of a conserve, you know, in mind. He got up there battling with Jaden Bingaman, and then, you know, he saw Lucas Nilges probably really pressing the issue against him. He's like, you know what? Maybe I'm just going to go on a conserve, because he's not letting Kyler McCarthy get away from him. So it looks like Lucas Nilges might have got into the wall just a little bit. So a little bit of a wiggle on that car. So could have had a little bit of a contact with the wall. But like I said, Dylan Hastings not letting Kyler get away from him.
Yeah, you're right, Chris. He's definitely not letting him get away from him, as he's trying his best, but I really think these guys are just trying to keep their tires going competitively as long as they can right now. You don't want to overuse your equipment in lap 122 out of 175, so we'll see a couple of these guys back here. Obviously, they're going to battle. You always going to have some type of battle on the track at all times at a track like Iowa, so it's these guys right here in 7th, 8th, and 9th right now that you're watching. We'll see if they're able to, any of them are really able to get their way back up there. We know Jeremy Zarfos had a good run going there until he decided to come down pit road right before that caution popped out under green flag conditions. Chris, speaking of somebody who hasn't really had a great run here tonight, right behind him, that number 2 machine, Ken Baum Jr.
Yeah, as I was going to say, you know, that's something that we don't really see a lot of, is Ken Baum in, you know, outside of the top 5. I mean, he is up 2 positions from his starting position. But, you know, not really up here pressing the issue with these leaders. Is right now Lucas Nilges under attack from Kyler McCarthy. And Dylan Hastings. Dylan Hastings still in the picture, but, oh. So I was going to say, Kyler looks like he was going to work to the outside, but Lucas Nilges did shut that door on him. We'll see going in here to turn 1 and 2 if that 24 machine just has the better drive out. Whoa, we might have a door bang there.
Says you're seeing a great battle here fold out here, Chris, between Lucas Nilges, Dylan Hastings, and that 3 machine of Lucas Nilges. Or excuse me, Kyle McCarthy, Lucas Nilges, and Dylan Hastings. I don't know what 3 names I said there originally. I might have said 2 names backwards, but here we go, man. These guys are really battling it out now. And giving Kyle McCarthy and Jaden Bingaman a chance to just kind of pull away here, but it's a great battle. Might see Dylan Hastings go to the inside here, or could try to make this outside lane start rolling here.
Yeah, as I'm watching Dylan Hastings right now. He's not really fallen off of the pace, as you can still see him clearly in the picture, but he's not falling off of pace. So maybe, you know, just like I said, maybe just went on a conserve, saw that he had these guys catching him, and was like, all right, you know, this is too much. I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna back off, and I'm gonna let these guys overdrive their stuff, because it looks like Jimmy Barr down pit lane.
As at lap 129 here, Chris, it's kind of just been Jaden Bingaman hanging out up there in the front. He's got a 1 3/10 interval there to second place. So if this thing stays green flag, Chris, and he's got Kyle McCarthy, Nilges, and Hastings all back there kind of battling each other, this could be a Jaden Bingaman win.
Yeah, it could
Queued
be.
up as long as he just keeps that nose clean and we keep the flags green, man. We know if we get some yellow flags, it could definitely be a disaster for anyone just in the top 10. We know how, like you said, cautions breed cautions. Well, sometimes those cautions breed bigger wrecks. It's just, you got to hope and pray if you're that nitro camp, especially Jaden Bingaman, that this thing stays green and those guys behind you keep battling each other for as long as they can.
Yeah, because, right now he's got it out to about a second and a half, Jaden Bingaman does. So, 1-6 now. So, that's, what we're looking at. We're watching this battle, form up behind these guys. It's like watching you walk outside and you watch a storm, and you're like, oh, is it going to be a tornado? And you're watching it form and everything. And it's like, not saying it's going to be a storm, but I'm just watching this battle for this lead form. As this is going to help Jaden Bingaman really start pulling away as you see Lucas Nilges with a really big drive in there. But everybody's just going to kind of keep it the way it is right now. As I see Robbie Weiss, he's about 4.2 off of Dylan Hastings. And then right behind him, you see Kevin Click, who's battling it out with his teammate Jeremy Zarfos. And then Ken Baum Jr. also back there. So Ken Baum Jr. up one more position. But still, like we said, just not where we see Ken Baum at normally.
You're right, Chris. I mean, 8th position is definitely not a spot that we usually see him hanging out in, but we'll definitely see if he's able to maybe pick up a couple spots here, but still not a horrible points night, but definitely not the night that I'm sure Ken Baum was expecting, or maybe he was. Who knows? I know somebody last week said they were horrible at Iowa. I don't remember who it was, but I know somebody wasn't happy for this week. Maybe it was Ken Baum. If not, I'm sure now he's wishing he would have said that he wasn't happy for this place, because it doesn't seem like it's going the way that he would want it to. Seeing how his seasons went, I would say that's what he's probably thinking right now is, maybe he could have had a little bit better of a night. But like we said, still some time to make it up for Ken Baum, but I don't think he's going to go out here and win the race, knock on wood, unless anything crazy happens.
Yeah, it's one of those things, though, Josh. We've seen crazier things. Dylan Hastings up into the wall. That's going to slow him up just a little bit. You see that gap between him and that 3 machine just slowly getting a little bigger. And then Lucas Nilges, Colin McCarthy, still about 3/10 off of Lucas Nilges. So that's where it's stagnated to about. It's about 3/10 here right now. So Dylan Hastings, is just trying to hold on to that coattail of that 3 machine right now. Robbie Weiss is, I want to say, got Jeremy Zarfos about 1 second off of him as Brody Green come down pit lane right now. So I'm wondering if David Smill Jr. came down, and we saw he took that 4-second pit at lap 107. So I'm wondering if he's, maybe thinking that the fuel's not going to make it, and he took a 4-second splash and go. That's what I'm thinking. I'm wondering if he's anticipating another pit stop.
I mean, you did say somebody took a splash and go earlier as well, right?
No, that was him. I was just looking back at the pit stops.
Oh, okay, my bad. I do see what you're saying. I mean, yeah, Chris, it could be one of those things. You never know. We might not be making it on fuel right now.
But making it almost 100 laps and you come down at, lap 100, lap 99, I would assume that you would be able to have fuel. But, like I said, that's not me in the seat. And I don't make those assumptions.
Yeah, not paid to make those assumptions, Chris. We're not the brains of that.
We're really not. As it looks like Kyler McCarthy's now got that gap to about 7/10 between him and Lucas Nilge. So Lucas Nilge's starting to fall off a little bit, and then Dylan Hastings is about a half a second, 6/10 off of him. So, this is where everything started to stagnate out. Everybody's just kind of trying to hold on to what little bit of track position they got. They just kind of hope that somebody in front of them or behind them makes a mistake, and they can, at least try to capitalize off of that.
Yeah, that's what you really got to have right here in one of these green flag runs, Chris. You either got to have the better car, or you got to have somebody mess up. And if they're not going to mess up and you don't have the better car, then you're just going to have to hope and pray that lightning strikes their car or something here with that clouds in turn 2 or whatever it may be. You just got to hope for the best. But it looks like if you're Lucas Nilge, don't look up in that rearview mirror because Dylan Hastings, although he's been there, looks like he's starting to close in a little bit more.
Yeah, Dylan Hastings either finding a little bit of something on the track or Lucas Nilge's losing a little bit on the track. But, with these laps starting to take down, we saw it about this time last time, about 40 laps, 45 laps into it is where the tires really started to fall off. And as I say that, I was looking at the ticker. I see Jeremy Zarfos has now got that time down to a half a second. So Robbie Bice went on full conserve mode. And that's going to allow Zarfos click. And Ken Baum is 2 seconds off of, second off of Kevin Click. Kevin Click is 2 seconds behind Jeremy Zarfos. So Zarfos is trying to get that fifth position away from Robbie Bice. We'll see if he's going to capitalize on it here before too long.
We are starting to see some line changing here as Dylan Hastings. I don't know if he wanted to go to the outside, but he did. And see if he's going to continue to run wide like that. Maybe just searching, Chris. It is that part of the race where you're going to try to have to just find anything you can to use as your advantage, but I'm not sure if he's really finding speed right now. Looks like he's almost losing it. It's up to see here is Dylan Hastings. Yeah, definitely getting on the gas early there. But Jaden Bingaman with a second and almost 7/10. He is 7/10 now. We'll see how he's going to be able to do. As Kyler McCarthy would want to close in and I'm sure take this race win. But Jaden Bingaman's definitely hoping that he can hold on here for the next 20 plus laps.
As it looks like a little bit of separation now between Lucas Nilge and Dylan Hastings. Oh, as it looks like Dylan Hastings got into the wall there just a little bit. So right now, currently, your closest battle on track is about to be that 28 of Robbie Bice and that 29 of Jeremy Zarfos. You see Zarfos on that outside lane. Let's see if he can make it stick. Looks like Robbie wasn't able to stay in the gas as long, and you see him get off of the gas with that flame coming out the side of the car. He did get out of the gas just a little earlier than Zarfos, so he's going to allow Zarfos to go ahead and move himself up into that fifth position.
And it's Robbie Bice, though, on a great run here tonight, Chris. 17 spots up. He took the pit stop at lap 99 under caution and is... Was that under caution or is it right before the caution? It was right before the caution, wasn't it? Yeah, so... He's fallen into this position off of grace and, really just a good strategy. He's hanging out and has some cars around him, but if he just keeps rolling here, he could have himself a great finish here tonight, Chris.
Yeah, are they shifting up into fifth? Or are they
Well, if you look on the dash right now, you can see the gear under the RPM.
Okay, I do see it.
That is the gear right there. So right now, Robbie is in fourth. Doesn't sound like he's going up into fifth right now.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't really tell, because I can't hear the sound, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, that is correct. You don't hear it, do you?
No, I do not. We'll go back up here on board here with Jaden Bingaman, but Josh, look at the gap now. 2.5 seconds between him and Kyler McCarthy. Kyler McCarthy just not having the best of luck. And look at that, Matthew Fitz all the way back in 14th, about to go a lap down. And you see Is that Bill Hells? That is Bill Hells in that 53 machine up in front of him.
Yeah, Matthew Fitz, unfortunate, Chris. I mean, he was having a great run, but I'm assuming the strategy bug just got a hold of him.
Yeah, just not liking what's underneath that car after that pit stop. Maybe it was the pit stop that messed him up. We'll see. See if the Matthew Fitz puts up a battle. Doesn't look like he's gonna put too much of a battle up. He's gonna ride that inside lane. Let's see if he tries to cut that nose off. Just doesn't have the didn't have the clearance. It looked like he was gonna try to put a block on that 26. Just didn't have the room for it.
See Broderick opening it up, but he is in that 23rd position. You're riding on board here with Jaden Bingham, your leader. He's got a 2 and 6 second gap to Kyle McCarthy, so it looks like right now Jaden Bingham is your driver to beat here with 20 laps to go this time by. Whoa! Ryan Broderick around once again. This could bring out the caution. He is on the apron. As long as he stays down there and that doesn't call any mayhem, we might see. Oh, he's just going to take it to pit road, so.
Unfortunate there for Ryan Broderick, just not able to keep it straight. You saw him going around in that camera. Then you saw him just go ahead and let the tow truck come out and grab him, say, hey, you know what? I ain't going to mess these guys up. There's 20 laps to go. 19 now. See Bill Hells going a lap down. So now Kyler McCarthy about 2 8/10 back from his teammate of Jaden Bingham, and then Lucas Nilge's also 2 seconds off. But Josh, look at that. Dylan Hastings has not let Lucas Nilge's get away from him.
Yeah, he's definitely done a great job holding himself to that relative pace, Chris, there of Lucas Nilge. So, I mean, he definitely had his moments where he could have lost that, but he's still in it for a top 3. We know he was leading a lot of this race, but unfortunately, he's had a little bit of issues there with the race car, and seems like he could be still dialed in for a podium if he just keeps his composure here.
Yeah,
Lucas Nilge, I'm sure, wants that podium as well. He's doing a great job here tonight so far.
Yeah, I'm watching this one machine on the ticker. We're just gonna keep it here as I see William Brown right now, currently your closest battle on position with that Patrick Ginter machine for that 11th position. And I see Briggs Swope also battling with Kevin Click right now. So right now, this is where you're really seeing everything at. Jaden Bingham has now got a 3.5 second gap between him and Kyler McCarthy. So this lap traffic maybe slowing Kyler McCarthy up, because it went from a 1.5 seconds to 2.5 seconds to now 3.5 seconds.
Yeah, I definitely think this lap traffic is not helping that 24, Chris. It definitely seemed like when the leader gets lap traffic, everybody wants to get out of his way, but when second place gets in, like, yeah, that guy ain't leading the race, who cares? So it's one of those things. It's definitely harder to get through lap traffic as a second, third, fourth place guy. Whoa, caution's out. I saw somebody move. It's David Smith Jr. He's blown up. What happened here? Oh, Kevin Click. Briggs Swope. As they get in the corner here. Whoa, like he might have just got pushed into the corner. Oh.
Oh, that was a big hit there for the 27.
Not what the Nitro guys needed.
So see, we'll go back here. We see Kevin Click getting loose coming out of corner there. Right
Did he take a shot from Kevin Click? Oh yeah, he's getting pushed in, and then boom.
Right on board here with David Smith. You see it from his point of view, just car just snaps back on him.
That was crazy. That was a almost fake looking wreck.
Yeah, That did
The
not
way
look
it
like it
just
was fun.
snapped so fast.
Is everybody down
That is
pit
going to
lane?
bring us. That will bring everybody down pit road, Chris, for 4 tires and maybe fuel. Oh, look at that. Jaden Bingaman out first. For sure past Kyler McCarthy. I mean, he was your leader coming in, but... Oh, that's going to be interesting, Chris. We got a lot of drivers right there.
A lot of drivers coming
that
out.
are going to be hungry. We got a lot of hungry drivers right there. Jason Hand, Jeremy Zarfos, Robbie Bice, Bill Hells is in second place. Did he not pit?
He didn't pit.
He did not pit. I was about to say, goodness gracious, did Bill Hells have the stop of a lifetime? Looks like somebody needs to check him computer, man.
I'm wondering, you know, he did go a lap down. Wondering if he was just getting that lap back.
Could be. We'll see. Yeah, he is down pit road. You're right. I was gonna say, man, did Bill Hells just like literally get himself into second place and I didn't even notice? Like, that would be insane.
Yeah, as I did see that, but I'm like I said, just wondering if maybe he just decided to stay out, get that lap back, and then go down pit lane.
He did. He's down pit road.
All right, so this is gonna be a shootout to the finish. I'm you know,
not the word I thought you were going with there, but
this is gonna be interesting. I'm
excited, man. I'm excited. I love these kind of finishes.
I'm gonna say we're gonna have at least 2 more cautions.
I mean, you're doubting them.
I mean, I
don't think you're doubting them, man. I think we go 4. You're doubting their powers, man. I'm just messing with you. I don't know. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get another one. I mean, I think we could get another one, but the way they've been racing tonight, granted, it is the last 10 going to be here when we get back to green. It'll be under 10, if not 10 to go, so I don't know. It'll be under 10 to go, so I mean, you could be right, Chris. We could be getting the green-white checkered here tonight. We might have had a fast race up to this point, but it all slows down. It's like hitting 5 o'clock traffic on your way home, man. It is horrible. And if you're somebody like Jaden Bingham and you're thinking, man, just 10 more laps, dude. 10 more laps. Just let me get there. Let me get there. We'll see how this is going to play out, though, Chris. Like I said, we got a lot of hungry drivers. Jason Hand, Jeremy Zarfos, Robbie Bice, Briggs Swope, all in the top 8 right here. And you know how these restarts go, Chris, when you're stacked up. One false move from the inside-outside lane, and it can spell disaster.
You're right.
You got those guys in 8th, 5th, 6th position on back, and they get a big run once that front pack checks up if they just hit the restart right. So we'll have to see how this is going to go, man. This could be some chaos, Chris. Yeah. Now that we're getting closer to it, I'm gonna say that there might be another caution for sure.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to see how this goes. We're gonna have 9 laps to go whenever that green flag waves. So this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, this is definitely gonna be interesting, Chris, as we come through Iowa turn 3 and out of turn 4. This pace car is going to turn left here in just a moment. It's going to be Jaden Bingaman, Kyler McCarthy, the Nitro teammates, hitting the restart zone. Green, 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 green. Lucas Nilge's off to a great start. He should be able to pass Kyler McCarthy here. No, he missed the shift a little bit, it looks like. Kyler McCarthy definitely hit a great shift going into turn 2. Big drive in there for McCarthy. And we'll see how it looks like. I just heard somebody already going around, didn't I? Kevin Click is around. But he's below the apron. We are green so far.
Yeah, it looks
Not sure what happened to Kevin Click. He might have went back to pits, but I don't think he did. Looks like he's back rolling. But Lucas Nilge's, Chris, he's going to stretch those legs now. He's able to work himself to the inside here. This could be exactly what that Team Sparkle Unicorn number 3 needed. And he is going to dive bomb right there. Or slide job, I should say. As you're out on board here with the chopper cam. Lucas Nilge's dicing through the field. He's looking to take this lead here, Chris, with under 5 to go. Or with close to 5 to go, I should say.
As I saw Kyler McCarthy getting a little loose there. This is where it's going to get interesting.
170 out of 175, Chris, and Nilji's is to the inside lane. What will we get out of him? Will it be one last dive here? I mean, he doesn't want to use the equipment up right here. You don't want to use your shot up with 5 to go. You want to use it up coming to the white flag kind of thing. So we'll see what Nilji's going to do here, man. I don't think he's going to race him dirty.
Jason,
But
hand
I
to
don't
the
think
wall.
this is going to be easy for
Whoa!
26. Oh, big swope! What just happened there?
Brig Swope looks like he got loose coming out of turn 4. As I saw the
Oh, somebody's around. Somebody's around. Somebody's around.
Kevin Click. No, excuse me. 29 is Arfos.
I saw the white rear end too and thought it was Click. My bad. It's the Ford, man. You see the white in the Ford, you think Kevin Click. Man, up here in front with 4 to go, Chris. Nilji's is all over the rear bumper, Jaden Bingaman. Almost put a patented 3 bump and run on him, didn't he?
Yeah, it looked like that was what was about to happen.
But it looked like the 3 did not want that to happen. He drove to the outside, Chris. He definitely doesn't seem like he's wanting to use that contact up. 26 is like, hey, if I let off the gas and let him bump me, then I can say he hit me and I can pay him back. It's all tactics, man. It's all tactics. Nah, I'm just kidding. 26 probably not even thinking that, man. Just a little bit of a bad entry on corner, but it seems like he's got it straightened out this time. Down the back straightaway they go, Chris. Lap 174 coming up. This is where you put all your chickens in the basket, man. You got to really throw it out here. This is where the Hail Marys are starting to brew up. 2 to go, Chris. We're going to see what Jaden Bingham, Lucas Nilji's, and Kyler McCarthy got for us. This is going to be a close finish.
Yeah, as I see Kevin Click did have another incident. He went ahead and pulled it to the pits. I see the 3 hanging back here. This is where you could see Lucas Nilji's.
Big run on a corner.
Oh, big drive out.
He's still in it, though. White flag is out. We'll see if Jaden Bingham's got it. I'd have to be a Hail Mary, Chris. And I just don't think he's going to get it. Checkered flag is out. It's going to be Jaden Bingaman. What a race, Chris. From that Nitro 26 driver of Jaden Bingaman. It's going to be a race win here for him tonight at Iowa, man. As that was just an awesome show there from those Nitro guys. And a really good race there, Chris, from that 26 machine. Started 8th here tonight. And he's going to roll home here in victory lane at Iowa. You got to be kind of proud if you're that 26 machine of Jaden Bingaman. Hell of a drive from him. And, man, what a show right there at the end. Thought Lucas Nilji's was going to have him there for a second, but big driving, and he hit the wall. As you see that 26 snap-on machine, burning it down for the fans.
Grass.
It's fine in the virtual grass. That's a well-deserved burnout there, Chris, for the 26 of Jaden Bingaman. Just an excellent job from him here tonight to take home a race win at a track that's not easy to necessarily get it done at all the time. Iowa is one of those tracks that can be a nuisance to some people, but he's going to get it done, keep it smooth. I want to say, besides his teammates giving him bumps right there and him spitting out through the grass, I would say he pretty much probably had no incident points throughout the night. As if you want to get here through our race results, as I say, we're about to get through our race results right here. It'll be Jaden Bingham, and the man you're staring at right there, going to come home with the race win. Just another congratulations to that 26 machine. An excellent job from him. Started in that 8th position, bringing it home in that first spot. Lucas Nilji's finished 2nd here, with Kyler McCarthy in 3rd. Dylan Hastings in 4th. Jason Hand 5th, with Ken Baum Jr. in 6th. Patrick Ginter in 7th. And Chris, look at that. Robbie Bice, even though he didn't have the finish I'm sure he wanted, was running his highest top 5. He finished in that 8th spot, though, up 15 positions. Great job from our full throttle commander, Robbie Bice, in that 8th position. You'll see Bill Hells in 9th with William Brown in 10th, Briggs Swope 11th, Jeremy Zarfos 12th, Matthew Fitz 13th with Daniel Holdcroft 14th, Don DeGroot 15th with Andrew May 16th, Chris Lynn 17th, Jimmy Barr 18th, Brody Green 19th, 20th going to go to Shane Weldon with 21st going to Kevin Click, David Smith Jr. going to pick up 22nd with Ryan Broderick in 23rd and Josh Susie in that 24th position. as we are just waiting for our drivers to hop into the interview queue. We will get into some post-race interviews here in just one moment. But, man, once again, Chris, you just got to say, like, you know how difficult it is to win at a race at like Iowa, or excuse me, win a race at a track like Iowa. It's definitely not easy. It's a difficult track, and to keep your composure, to not really have any incident points, not hit the wall, not tear the right side of the race car off or the front bumper of the race car off. An excellent night from Jaden Bingham, you have to say.
Yeah, it's one of those things, like I was saying in the beginning, it's going to be interesting to see what lines everybody took, what everybody was going to do, and this was one of those races that I'm glad that I was able to get to watch. This was a lot of fun.
All right, it looks like we do have our three drivers, Chris, ready. As we'll go ahead and bring up that 26 machine, we're going to talk to our race winner here tonight first. Jade and Bingham and Chris and Josh up here in the Full Throttle booth. You got a copy, sir?
Sure do, Chris. Hey, Josh.
Hey, man, how's it going? Man, I got to say, awesome job here tonight, Jaden. You started in 8th tonight, and we saw early the Nitro guys, or you Nitro guys, seem to have a good rhythm. But with those cautions thrown up in the mix there a little bit, did you have any change of mind in the game plan that really sprung you forward here? As we saw, you were kind of working your way through the field, and all of a sudden, right there towards the midway point, towards the end of the race, you really exploded there and just took that race lead and kind of never looked back there in the last 50.
Yeah, so I came into practice a little late just because I knew it was going to be excessively hot in my room that I'm racing in, and so that didn't help me. So I got off to a late start compared to my other teammates, but it was a fantastic car. I knew if I took care of the tires, I could move up through the field strategically. Um, it was awesome night for all of us Nitro guys. I feel bad for Susie. Susie just had a really bad night. He'll get back at it next week, and he'll be good to go.
So realistically, we did see, like you said, you came from that 8th spot. Was it one of those things, like you said, maybe just a late start? Wasn't any tuning on it or anything in the middle of the race? Just a late start and was like, now we got it. We found the rhythm and we're gonna keep digging.
The only tuning that I probably did throughout the race was give myself 2 laps short of fuel there on that long green flag run after the first caution, and seemed to help. I was able to get out ahead, and I even saved my tires to the point where I still had plenty of tire left to keep going and save fuel and stuff. So it was close there, and I'm kind of actually glad we had that caution there, even though it, bunched us all up again. But it was fun racing Lucas and Kyler, and couldn't ask for anything better.
I was about to say, you guys put on a hell of a show out there tonight, man. And again, it was always one of those things that we love seeing you Nitro guys win, but when everybody gets to win, it's always one of those things that it's awesome to see. So Jaden, another great race from you, and it's been one of those things this season too that you've had great success, had a lot of moments where you could have been in the podium spot plenty of times, but it's just been one of those things with the whatever it may be on the track happening, just unluck. But you've put it all together here tonight. You've shown that when you got the right car, you've got the right mindset and everything going for you. Hell, you're one of the best drivers out on the track there tonight. So, again, Jaden, congratulations, man. And if you've got any final words, thoughts, shout-outs, anything before we let you get out of here, more than we're going to throw them out there, buddy. We'll let you get going.
Thanks for those kind words, Josh. Yeah, I just want to shout out my dad, everybody at Nitro, Brody, Kyler, Susie, Brody. I don't know if I said Brody already. Sorry, I apologize. It's like 130 degrees in my room right now.
Man,
so
you're good.
got to go down and take a nice cold shower. But anyways, good racing, everybody. Shout out to Lucas. Raced me clean. Couldn't ask for anything better.
Like, yeah, Jaden, we'll allow you to get out of that hot sim rig, man. Know what that's like, and get on your way and celebrate. But again, congratulations, Jaden. Great race for you tonight, man. And hopefully we'll be seeing you up here in the booth here soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that was Jaden Bingham. We're going to go ahead and bring in Lucas Nilges, the man he was just talking about, racing him clean. Lucas Nilges, Chris, and Josh up in the booth. You got a copy, sir?
Yes, I do.
Man, oh man, I got to say, an excellent race from you as well here tonight. We saw you start 6th position, rolling off in that 3 machine. And, there early in the race, you did fall back a little bit, in that 5th, 6th, 7th area. Not sure how far you fell back, but you were just hanging out there in that pack. But there, through that second half of the race, able to pick it back up. And once that caution came out there towards the end, Lucas, it seemed like there for a moment you were going to have the race win, but we saw coming out to the white flag. I want to say it was where you drove up and hit the wall out of 4, just a little bit too hard on the gas, or was it one of those things just really going for it right there? But Lucas, you can answer those, and I just got to say, great race from you, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, that first run was car and my driving style just were not meshing, so I was gonna split up the strat into thirds and second hat the second what would have been my second third was it worked better. I loosened it up, felt better, but I when I hit the wall at the end, that was just me hoping I could get whatever I can and make a crazy run that was never gonna happen anyways, but it's just more of me mentally getting frustrated because I'm tired of just being on the podium. I want to win. I feel like I should have had a easily one or two this year, but I can't complain when I continue to have good finishes and especially when I get on podiums and get to talk to you guys throughout the year.
Oh, well, we know for sure, Lucas. It's gonna come for you for sure. I mean, you had a great night here tonight. We were even saying up there too that with that last race restart, it was looking like that it could be one of those nights that spells victory there for that 3 machine. But Lucas, even Jaden was saying it. You raced him super clean there at the end. I mean, he couldn't ask for anything else. We know you're not one of those guys that goes out there and uses the number 3 to his advantage and pushes the bumper around. So able to race clean though there at the end. And Jaden, if or no, excuse me, not Jaden, Lucas, if there's any final words, thoughts, anythings before we let you go, you're more than welcome to throw them out there and run us through anything you want to there at the end of the race, and we'll let you get on your way.
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys for throwing on this broadcast. I do my best to be clean. There have been moments y'all have caught at least one and maybe two moments so far this year where I've had to make that number 3 look like the number 3 everybody knows. But maybe I'll have to turn up the wick a little bit more. But thanks to you guys for throwing on the broadcast. Thanks for Robbie taking time out of his life to run this league and just great race overall. Hopefully next week in New Hampshire we have another good race from the whole league.
Heck yeah, man. Well, I got to say again, it was a great race from you from that 6th position to 2nd. Lucas, hopefully we'll be talking to you in that victory lane spot here one of these days. But hey, keep your head down, man. You're doing great so far this season, and hopefully we'll be having a few words with you here soon.
Yep, thanks.
Thank you, buddy. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and bring up Kyle McCarthy. Sorry if my interview sound a little crazy right now. I feel like I'm going crazy with how tired I am. So if my interviews sound all over the place, do apologize about that. Trying to finish this up, bang it out, so we can get you guys out of here. But we're gonna go ahead and bring in Kyle McCarthy and have a word with him. Kyle McCarthy, Chris, and Josh up here in the booth. You got a copy, sir?
Loud and clear, boys.
Man, I gotta say, it was a great race from you there at the start, Kyler, and still a great race overall, but we do know you were leading the race at one point, had a great car, and then there towards the end, we saw a little bit of lap traffic before that, kind of got you back, a little bit of battling with Dylan Hastings there at the end, and then, having to catch up to Lucas, kind of put us in that scenario of what went wrong with the 24 tonight, and what do you think could have changed for you or played your hand a little bit better to make you think that we could have been maybe possibly talking to you in victory lane here tonight?
Right, I'll tell you what, this Nitro Energy Gross Designs Chevy was on rails. Got around Dylan there to start. Um, he got back by me and was just riding, kind of saving a little more tire than I probably should have, but got back around him and just set sail. And then we pitted, and that caution, I thought that caution was going to be golden for us, but it ended up putting us a lap down. We got the wave, but just had to battle back after that point, and these cars are so close that once they level out, it's really hard to do anything unless you get the position. And early in the race, y'all saw me and Dylan battling side by side, and just what that second lane can do overall for these cars. So once we got pinned back there, it just was kind of start digging our way out and go from there. That caution there at the final stage or whatever you want to call it, when Jaden was 2 laps short, kind of bit us in the butt because I was thinking he was going to ride and run out of fuel. So I was just kind of saving, just chilling, running my diamond. And but Jaden ran a hell of a race, so it just sucks that we lost it there with that caution the first time.
Yeah, I mean, you guys looked great all night. I mean, definitely saw early in the race you were the dominant car. We were saying that you might be one of those cars to beat tonight. We're definitely putting you and Susie out there for sure. But Kyler, again, it was a great race, man. I mean, like you said, put on a great show. Even at the start there with Dylan Hastings, you guys race each other hard, and didn't have to pay the ultimate price for it. You still had a great finish and another podium. But Kyler, if you've got any final words, thoughts, shout outs, anything, man, before we let you get out of here, we'll let you get those out, and we'll let you get on your way.
Yeah, hats off just to my teammates, to Jaden, Smeal, Susie. Susie made some badass tweaks on these on this set for the practice to make us better than what we were. So appreciate him. Everybody at Nitro Setup Shop, Clayton, Jimmy, Russ, Patrick, everybody that puts time in these sets to make us the way we are. And then everybody that my friends that is tuning in, Carrie, AJ, Jennifer, anybody else that's tuning in that didn't tell me, appreciate y'all, and then appreciate y'all for putting this thing on, man.
Heck yeah, man. Well, we appreciate. As I say, we appreciate you, Kyler. It's been awesome racing you guys tonight. Hopefully, we'll be seeing you next week and enjoy that third place position you got here tonight.
Yeah, I definitely look forward to keeping this string of top three going, minus the Sonoma last week. But let's keep this top five streak at least going.
I was about to say we'll rain check in Sonoma for half of you guys. That doesn't even count. So,
Right, right.
All right, Kyler, man. We'll let you get out of here. Again, congratulations, you guys and the Nitro guys. Hopefully, we'll be seeing y'all next week.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. All right. Well, Chris, that was our top three there. Again, sorry about my interviews. If they seem like they were getting a little off the rails there, sometimes when we're getting here late in these races, Chris, working all day and then coming and calling some of these races, you start seeing things. You're hearing voices, and you're like, wait, what's going on? And like, oh crap, I'm on live right now. I'm talking to people, and then it's like, oh goodness, I'm making a fool out of myself. But nah, all jokes. We're having a great time up here in the Full Throttle booth, man. It was an awesome race, Chris, here from Iowa. And I got to say, it's one of those things that, all three of our drivers there at the top really just put on a great show. Jaden Bingaman, Lucas Nilges, and Colin McCarthy just really showed us that Iowa's one of those tracks that, yeah, you can have a great show, and they definitely did it. But, Chris, any final words before we let the fans get out of here?
Yeah, just a big shout out to Robbie for giving us the opportunity to do this again. This is one of those things that I just love and look forward to every Wednesday night now. It's fun to get to sit back and watch racing, and especially at one of my favorite tracks like this. This was probably one of the most fun races I've called so far. But next week is going to be Loudon, and I love me some New Hampshire. I cannot wait for next week.
I'll say it might be one of my worst tracks. And I say that on a lot of tracks, but New Hampshire actually is good for me. But hey, we're gonna be seeing these drivers driving it. Thankfully, you won't be watching us. But hey, this has been Chris and Josh Kiwis up here in the Full Throttle booth. Saying once again, thank you to all the fans out there, all the drivers putting on a hell of a show for us up here in the booth. We'll be seeing you guys next week at New Hampshire, so tune in Wednesday, and we'll be seeing you guys then. But other than that, have a good week and stay safe.